I keep saying this, but it sure is fun to still be playing and watching this team work, and not just in the games. Watching them work this week at practice, I'm very fearful for a drop-off in their attention span because it's been a long season and they just won't do it. They're so interested in playing and being good. And they've been sort of a typical Oregon State team. We keep getting better and better no matter how long, no matter how long or short the season is. By the end of it, we're way better than we were in the middle or even the beginning of it, and it's really nice to see. And the big thing I'll bring up about this game is, you look at that 24 assists and 58 points in the paint. I don't think I've ever been a part of such a team of guys who do not care who does what. They just do what's necessary to win. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. Brandon.
At what point do you think your team kind of maybe started clicking and hit their stride and playing as well as they have been lately?
Well, I'd really have to take a look at the tapes to give you an exact time, but it felt like when we were in the second Civil War game, even though we didn't win that game, it felt like we were playing like we knew we should win and there was a certain way to play. And then after that, we went on a nice little run, and it ended with the Arizona game, but I didn't even think that was a true testament of where we were. I mean, that was the third hard game in 3 days, and I thought we just ran out of gas. And if we had had a day to rest, or maybe we're playing in the championship game instead of the semis, we would have mustered up some more fumes. But it really feels like that second Civil War game, I saw a different look in the entire team's eyes about going about actually executing in the games.
Your team shoots 65% tonight. Talk about what that does for you as a coach, how much easier it makes your night.
It makes it easier. It's just remarkable. More so the 65. I think the 65% is a result of the sharing of the basketball, and we've been harping on our guys all year about just keep the ball moving until you find the right guy, because you guys all have the ability to see what's going on and you're unselfish. And this was, just one pass after another, and you're right, it makes my life easier, but you don't know that going in, so it's easy now, but at the time it just feels like, we're doing something else wrong.
You guys seem to be having a lot of fun out there playing with each other, and they obviously have a general like for each other as well. How better does it make Jared's decision maybe at the end of this season to maybe want to come back more, playing the way you guys are and enjoying each other?
I honestly can't answer that. I would be guessing, but I would think that one doesn't have anything to do with the other. One's going to be a complete business decision as opposed to what a kid would prefer to do, and I'm hopeful that whatever works out, it's the best thing for him. I don't think that Jared loves these guys, has fun playing, but if it's in Jared's best interest not to come back, then he shouldn't come back. And I'm just hoping that the information that comes back is accurate and the decision is based on accurate information.
You were talking about hoping to, keeping the guys interested in it. How much worry is that in you, especially after practice, like when you come into the game, that they just might go,
this is a different team. When I first got here, you could never extrapolate what was going to happen in the game based on practice. Just could not. We weren't that team yet. With this team, I know exactly what I'm going to get every single day, the next day, based on how practice went. So for the first time this year, and it took me a while to get to this feeling, but somewhere midway through the non-conference season, I knew how these guys practiced was going to be how they played. And it's been consistent up until tonight. So the interest part is really at practice, and we've kept it sort of short and sweet and just really working on some things. And they work on it hard for the period of time we're working on it, and then we're done, and then they're back the next day ready for more.
And Kevin's 100th game, he scores the 100th point. How nice of that, kind of the symmetry kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it took us a long time to set that up and plan it so that it would work out that way. No, I can't be more excited for Kevin. I'm so happy that we're still playing. One of the big reasons is for him. I mean, he took a real tumble. I didn't know if he was going to be able to play in this game or not. But I'm just happy that we're getting to play more games so he can extend his career.
Last 2 teams you hadn't seen before. You've seen the Cougs 1, 2, 3, now 4 times coming up.
Yeah, I mean, it's very reminiscent of the first year we played in this, where we played, it seemed like we played Stanford 4 times. I would have to check that and see if we played them 4 times. But that's going to be a tough game. It's hard to play guys 4 times. They know exactly what we do. Their staff does a great job. There won't be any surprises, and it's going to be a grind-out game.